The Red Sea is broken. Shipping costs are soaring. Insurance premiums are exploding. And the world's biggest economies are running out of patience. But there is a solution, and it's been sitting in the Arabian desert for 120 years. A forgotten relic of the Ottoman Empire. A railway blown up, buried, and left for dead after World War I. Now, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Jordan are spending a combined $25 billion to bring it back. This is the resurrection of the Hejaz Railway, a land bridge designed to bypass every dangerous maritime choke point on Earth and connect the Persian Gulf directly to Europe. This isn't just a train track. This is a complete rewrite of global logistics. Every single day, ships carrying oil, food, electronics, and medicine pass through a narrow strait at the bottom of the Red Sea. The Bab el-Mandeb, just 30 kilometers wide. In 2024 and 2025, it became a war zone. Attacks on commercial vessels forced hundreds of companies to reroute entirely, adding 12 to 14 extra days to every journey, going all the way around Africa just to avoid one strait. As of 2026, traffic through the Bab el-Mandeb is still running at roughly half its pre-crisis levels. The cost? Billions of dollars, every single month. The Suez Canal isn't much better. One ship blocked it for 6 days in 2021 and caused an estimated $10 billion in daily losses. That single channel handles 12% of all global trade. 12%. Through one narrow passage. The world has built its entire economic system on a handful of bottlenecks. And 2026 is the year that system is finally cracking. So what do you do when the sea routes fail? You build a land route, a combined investment of up to $25 billion. A railway from Jeddah to Istanbul, the world's first true dry canal. A land bridge between East and West. A century ago, this railway was a target for Lawrence of Arabia. Today, it is the centerpiece of a plan to reshape the global economy. Please take a moment to subscribe and like the video. It really helps the channel. In 1900, Ottoman Sultan Abdul Hamid II ordered a railway stretching from Damascus south through Jordan all the way to Medina, 1,300 kilometers through some of the most hostile terrain on Earth. No GPS, no satellites, no modern machinery, just engineers, laborers, and an extraordinary vision. The new corridor is 3 times longer than the original. From Jeddah through Mecca and Medina, north through the Jordanian highlands, through Amman, Damascus, and Aleppo, all the way to Istanbul. Over 4,000 kilometers, 5 countries, one unbroken line. By 1908, it was done. The journey that once took 40 days by camel now took just 3 days by train. It was called the Hejaz Railway. And for a brief moment, it was the most important railway in the Islamic world. Then World War I came. Lawrence of Arabia led Arab tribes across the desert, blowing up tracks and derailing trains one by one. The southern section was destroyed during the Arab Revolt of 1916 to 1918 and never ran as a through line again. The dream was over, or so it seemed. Because here is what modern planners rediscovered after 120 years of satellite imaging, computer modeling, and geotechnical surveys. Nobody has found a better route than the one the Ottomans mapped in 1900. The new line is designed for freight at speeds of up to 160 kilometers per hour. And passenger service on the same tracks could reach 230 kilometers per hour. More than double the effective speed of cargo ships. A container that currently spends 14 days on a ship from the Gulf to Europe could make the same journey in under 5 days by rail. This is not a heritage project. This is a 21st century trade weapon. The money is already moving, and the numbers are staggering. Turkey just reopened a 325-kilometer line along the Syrian border, completed on March 31st, 2026. They are now spending $110 million to extend that line all the way to Aleppo. Jordan and the UAE have finalized a $2.3 billion rail deal connecting Jordan's mineral reserves directly to the port of Aqaba. Saudi Arabia is building fully automated logistics hubs in the desert. These are not train stations, they are freight cities, with warehousing, customs processing, cold storage, and direct connections to ports on both the Red Sea and the Gulf. Saudi ports are already positioned to handle over 17 million containers per year. That is not a future projection. That is capacity ready to be unlocked by this railway. In 2023, a consortium signed a $1.5 billion contract to link this corridor directly to Oxagon, NEOM's industrial city on the Red Sea. Goods manufactured there load onto the railway, travel north through Jordan and Syria, connect into Turkey's rail network, and reach European markets in days. Green, hydrogen-powered locomotives, solar-powered stations, fully automated freight operations. Designed from the ground up to be the first carbon-neutral trade artery in the world. For 500 years, global trade has been controlled by whoever controls the seas. A land bridge changes that logic entirely. Strategists are already calling this the Middle Corridor, a deliberate alternative to the Russian northern route, the Iranian eastern route, and the maritime Red Sea route through the Suez Canal. Turkey is positioning itself as a permanent safe haven for global trade. This railway locks that status in for good, and Syria, for years considered the single biggest obstacle to this entire project, is now a full partner. In April 2026, Turkey, Syria, and Jordan signed a trilateral memorandum of understanding in Amman. Syria is not a problem to be managed. It is a signatory. Turkey has already committed to rebuilding 30 kilometers of missing track inside Syrian territory. This is no longer a vision being discussed in conference rooms. This is construction. A railway cannot be blockaded by a navy. It cannot be disrupted by a storm. It does not slow down because of rising insurance premiums. In a world where a single conflict can shut down global trade overnight, a land route is not just an economic asset. It is a national security asset. For every country connected to this corridor, it is insurance against the future. The numbers tell the story clearly. Dubai to London by sea, 20 to 25 days. By this rail corridor to Istanbul, then into the European network, under 12 days. A 40% reduction in transit time for every single shipment. For automotive, pharmaceuticals, electronics, and fresh produce. Industries where time directly equals money. That difference is not just convenient. It is transformational. And here is what most people overlook. A significant part of the inflation that hit consumers in 2024 and 2025 came directly from shipping disruptions. When freight costs spike, the price of everything rises: your phone, your food, your medicine. A stable, high-capacity land corridor removes that volatility permanently. It doesn't just move goods faster, it stabilizes the cost of living for billions of people. The feasibility study closes by the end of 2026. And unlike every previous attempt that stalled at exactly this stage, Turkey, Syria, and Jordan have already committed to a concrete 3-year roadmap. Specific committees, specific technical standards, specific deadlines. This is not a vague hope. It is a signed plan. In 1908, a railway crossed the Arabian desert and changed the world. Then a war destroyed it. For 120 years, the tracks rusted, the stations crumbled, and the dream was forgotten. But the desert remembered. And now, in 2026, the world needs that dream more than ever. Not for pilgrims this time, for supply chains, for economies, for the billions of people whose lives depend on goods arriving on time, at prices they can afford. The $25 billion question is simple. Can we finally finish what was started 120 years ago? We'll find out. Subscribe and turn on notifications because the next Unthinkable build is already underway.